Bro, so I think you guys know me well enough to know that look, I'll give you a little insight into my background. I did study law
Capology.
when I went to university, uh, and I would say that it's innocent until proven guilty.
So you're Nataris.
So what does that mean? What does that mean? You definitely studied law when you say stuff like this. What does that mean, Your Honor? Are you winning the league, or you?
For me, innocent until proven guilty. You can't say I'm not involved if I'm involved.
Right, cool.
Can we do the thing that we always do? Because Spurs do this every year. Every year they start off well for the first 10 games, and then the next 10 games, when their new manager has been playing for a little while and people have a bigger sample size, they find their hole, and then they attack that hole for a little while, and the next thing you know, they drop points for the next 20 games, and after we're 20 games into the season, you understand what the real Tottenham is, and they're usually somewhere between 8th and like what do you call it, 10th. That's really where they are. And I don't think. I will tell you guys, Tottenham are actually outperforming every metric. It shows statistically they've been a poor defense this season, and they've only conceded 3 goals somehow. And somehow their attack has outperformed these metrics because they've had a poor attack this season, and they've still scored 10 goals. So they are outperforming both the defensive metrics and the attacking metrics. To me, they should currently be in and around 7th or 8th, but they're because they've won 3 out of their first 5 games, and because they've gotten some good games due to set pieces and some other things, they look like they're going to be a difficult team to beat. Let's see how it goes.
I'm not going to lie.
Let's see how they look in the next 10, 15 games.
They've actually only conceded did you know before Brighton, they only conceded 1 goal all year.
I understand that, but I'm saying the underlying numbers say they should have conceded more. So the teams that they're facing were not as good, and they're outperforming their.
Is that the same underlying numbers that Liverpool should be like 15th?
No. I'm not judging Liverpool on the same standard, because Liverpool, fuck the metrics, they're just winning. As for Tottenham, this is 5 games, a 5-game showing for a team that hasn't done anything last season.
I'm going to tell you what some other people may have been afraid to say. Don't bring your dirty data engineering self to this screen ever again. Yeah, let me tell you why. I'm not airing any of that rubbish data engineering. This man is out here sitting behind the keyboard coding Terminators. No, we're not having that, bro. The truth of the matter is, we can all see with our eyes that Thomas Frank has sorted out Tottenham's defense. You would have been the first brother to say, Deji, rare. The truth is, look, and Tottenham, look at you. Let's be real. For once, I agree with Cass. Other than Liverpool, you are the most complete team in the Prem. You and Liverpool. And you've only got 10 points. We know we are missing a striker, we are missing a left winger, and we're still bringing out these points. So yes, I agree with you.
Deji,
with the players that we have, but you're not better than me, bro.
All right, Deji, calm down. You played Burnley. You beat Man City every year.
City, bro.
One second. You played Burnley, which you beat 3-0. You beat Man City every single year. So that's your bogey team. So that's in the bin. You lost to Bournemouth. You beat West Ham, who are in relegation form, that were down to 10 men. So when you actually deep it, guys, the 3 games they won, Burnley, West Ham, and you beat Man City every year. Then you have the Bournemouth game, which you lost, and you have the Brighton game, which you came back from. Yeah. Now, in my opinion, you're gonna go and beat Wolves, you're gonna beat Leeds, and you might even then beat Aston Villa. But guess what? When the fixtures turn and you face Everton, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal in a row, and that's when I will really see who Tottenham really are. Right. At this moment in time, it's such a small sample size, and the level of opponent I just explained to you, Kaz, and the level of opponent is much easier.
Who did you beat? So you beat a Nottingham Forest team under Ange, and we know Ange is a madman. You beat Leeds, and who was the third win?
Manchester United, first game of the season.
Right. And Manchester United, we can all agree, is one of the dustiest teams we've ever seen in my life. So, bro,
No, but
we are doing the same thing, bro.
1 second.
We're doing the same.
Understand. We have a 3 to 4 year sample size of Arteta's Arsenal. We only have 5 games, and you're sitting here telling me my defense is fixed.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm telling you, calm down. Burnley, West Ham, and Man City wins really have you all.
You should be
excited. Two of
I
those teams are relegation fodder, and Manchester City. Yes, you beat Man City, but you beat them every fucking year.
No,
I'm sorry.
Let me be real.
I'm not going to sit here and give you credit and say Tottenham is fixed, everything's fixed, when the underlying numbers say West Ham is shit, Burnley shit.
You just said
and Man City before they signed Donnarumma were one of the worst defenses in the league.
You just said it yourself. 4 seasons, whatever, under Arteta, and you are doing what Tottenham is doing. Are you not ashamed? 10 points.
We're not doing what Tottenham are doing. We're 5 games into the season.
The truth of the matter is, I told you last season that Tottenham's defense is as good as Arsenal's defense. You laughed at me. If you had your defense would be leaky. And now we've got rid of this brother. You can see that our defenses, bro, are pretty much on par, bro. That is the truth. I'm going to tell you now.
I am having a grown conversation. You're having a childish conversation.
How is it grown?
This is what's happening.
Bro. Listen.
This is what's happening, DEJI. You're talking about defenses. You conceded 3 goals. Fair, right? We conceded 2. Yeah. I'm not talking about that. I'm simply saying you are blowing it out of proportion. You're going too far. You're stretching it to a situation where you think you're in a conversation. You think you're in a conversation that you're not in. DEJI, you beat Burnley and West Ham. You beat Burnley and West Ham. You beat Burnley and West Ham. West Ham was down to 10 men. West Ham was down to 10 men also.
Man U and Leeds.
Don't act like it's not about that. I am not coming down to grand conclusions of my team's performances so far. So far,
you are though.
My team has been shit, and we got 10 points, in my opinion.
And we got 10 points.
You're sitting here saying you're amazing.
I didn't say that. I said we're involved.
You are. You said you're in a tunnel race.
We're involved.
Get out of here, bro. You're getting hyped. You're getting hyped. I'm telling you, calm down. You have not done anything to prove yourself. You're going to be hereabouts for the rest of the season. You haven't.
What we're not going to do, and I think I've heard you say this on stream, we're not going to do whataboutery. And you're the king of
what about. It's about wait.
Let me tell you why you're the king of that, bro. The truth of the matter is, we know that Arsenal are going to keep doing what they do, which are, you man are professional in finishing second, and you're a professional waffler, bro. Like, you've made a career out of this. You're not doing nothing. My team, is up there with your team. Until we drop off, bruv, we're involved with you, bro. You can't beat us.
Involvement means nothing. What are you doing?
We slapped you pre-season, bro. You can't beat me.
Pre-season don't matter.
What do you mean it don't matter?
Since when do we sit here picking up pre-season?
This brother, what big team have you beaten this season? Name me one big team you beat this season.
We beat Manchester United. They're the only big team we beat.
This is why, Gal, you get a lot of hate comments.
Okay, so you beat Manchester City, Burnley, and West Ham, and now you're in a title race. You're deluded, bro.
Bruv, if you're there, I'm there.
You're not in the same bracket as me.
Bro, you're not in the bracket. You know, can I be real? I'm not going to lie. It's because you're a celebrity these days.
I'm not a celebrity.
No, let me tell you why.
I'm not a celebrity.
I don't chat to minnows, bro. You ain't won a trophy in God knows how long, and you want to chat to me. Chat to me about what? Can you not see my t-shirt? Are you a champion? What did you win, bro? Crystal Palace has won more than you, and you're telling me I shouldn't be there? Then what are you doing there?
You see,
and then let me throw your best lyric at you. Why are you in the Champions League?
Because we finished second.
Because you're not winning it. So why are you there, bro?
Why are you? You know. 1 second. Why are you in the Champions League when you know you're not winning it?
Bro, I'm in the Champions League to play the very best in Europe. You're there.
And we were in the Champions League semi-final last season,
bro.
1 second. The reason why we didn't win the Europa League is because we were in the Champions League semi-final last year. You were in the Europa League, which was a shit competition, which is a B tier, and you won it. Fair play. But Deji, you don't think you're coming here and saying you're gonna do something in the Champions League, do something in the league, come at the end of the season with no expectations, finishing nowhere. Deji, you always talk about unrealistic expectations. You don't think Tottenham are going to win the league. You don't think Tottenham are going to win the Champions League. You don't think Tottenham are going to win anything. But you sit here every single show and talk about Arsenal must win, this team must win, that team must win. And when we come to Tottenham and say, you know what, hold your horses. It's been 3 games. You want to get offended. The reality is your team's not done nothing. It's been 3 games where you won. Calm down.
What have you done?
It's September. It's September. I'm not sitting here saying my team is guaranteed going to be there, but I'm saying your team is not.
Well, let's see. Just don't run anywhere, bro.
I know. I'm not talking about Arsenal right now. I'm strictly speaking about Tottenham. You're getting ahead of yourself. You're gassing up Tottenham once again, and your team is not going to be nowhere near that at the end of the season.
That's what you hope, bro.
Right now, you've dealt with the early fixtures quite well. But calm your horses. You're nowhere near the level of.
Make sure you keep winning.
Or you're nowhere near the level of Liverpool, Arsenal, or even the team that you beat, Manchester City.
Bro, but let's be real. For those people who understand ball, you know that there's 2 things to making a success.
They know I'm right because you're a psychologist.
Bro, I'm educating you. There's 2 things. You need to have the players, and you need to have the manager.
And you don't have neither.
This is why we're on par. We don't have the players fully. But we got the manager. You got the players, you ain't got the manager. So you need to hold it, bro.
You know something? I don't think you have either, to be honest. I don't think it's fair to say after 3 games at Tottenham, 3 wins at Tottenham out of his first 5 that Thomas Frank is the manager to get Tottenham in the right direction. Also, I don't think it's fair to say he's not the right manager to get them in the right direction. I need to see more. Deji, what you're doing is you're jumping ahead and saying everything is perfect, everything is great. You're the one that's sounding ridiculous right now.
I just said that we're involved.
If you say Arsenal don't have the right manager to get us over the line and win the league and win the Champions League, maybe Arteta's not that guy. But there's no proof or evidence to say Thomas Frank is the guy for you either.
Well, I think the proof is our defense has improved.
What proof? Arteta's defense is one of the best in the world.
Yeah, what but proof? But the difference between me and you, and this is probably the lawyer in me coming through, is you've had the best defense and still won nothing.
But you've only played 5 games, and you're sitting here. 1 second. You're sitting here after 5 games, Deji. Either you're trolling, and I'm talking to a troll, and I'll never win this argument, or you can actually have a legitimate conversation with me and be honest. Why is it that you think Thomas Frank all of a sudden has proved after 5 games he can do stuff? And Arteta, who's been there for 5 years, you feel like maybe he can't do it. But Thomas Frank, after 5 games, has proven enough to you that he can do everything.
So let me drop this line. I feel like it's disingenuous of people to poo-poo managers just because of circumstance. It's not Thomas Frank's fault that he was at Brentford for the period of time. That doesn't mean he's not a good manager. That's why he's been given the opportunity to manage a big 6. Arteta has been given the keys to Arsenal and he's been there 5 seasons, and you man have shown us what you're about. Under Arteta, you man are professionals in finishing second. We've got evidence, history, YouTube. You can go back on the clips, you can see it. So there's no way I'm gonna only you, and this is why you get a lot of grief, because a lot of Arsenal fans wonder, what game are you watching? Is it the game that you're playing in your yard on your Championship manager, or are you actually watching the real team? Because there's nothing about your club that suggests that you're going to get it over the line ahead of Liverpool this year. You're going to finish second again, which is what you do. And then you're pretending that you're going to have a goal.
Oh, he's just predicted that we're going to finish.
You are actually quite happy with Arsenal just finishing second. And that's
one second. So are we going to finish above Spurs?
I'm not sure.
But you just said we're going to finish second. So how are you not sure? Do you think Liverpool? Do you think you're going to win the league?
Because if Arteta,
you see how all his arguments.
Let me tell you something.
Logic,
you should be. Now let me help you out. You should be finishing second at least. However, if Arteta is still in the job and he continues to approach games the same way that you approach City, don't be surprised if you finish 4th, my brother.
You know something? I agree with you. That's the first thing you said that I agree with. But I don't think we're going to approach every game.
Let's just leave it at that. Owar says, didn't you do the same at Etihad, EGAL? I think he means talking about sitting back and whatnot.
We were down to 10 men and we had a 2-1 lead.
Gal, you had 2 big tests and failed them both, says Mark.